Christmas is just around the corner. So, our Goblin Troll, he needs a Christmas hat. Now, I did say that's it for Goblin Trolls, which it is. This is just a Christmas hat special? No. Everything we've learnt so far, we're going to put it together. We'll make a clay Christmas hat that fits the rigid plastic pour. Then we will cast it in silicone resin and then pour some PU soft foam in there. Paint it as always and make him a soft squidgy squish Christmas hat. Let's go. So I'm going to need some air dry clay. Now this stuff is relatively cheap, or very cheap actually, and it lives on Amazon, so everyone has access to it. So let's chop it open like so. Bin. Now I won't need much, so let's just blob some out. Oh, it's oily. There we go. Let's just take some out of here. Now that should be enough. Let's see what else we can make. Very messy. So let's just make it nice and neat in there. Cool. And then we're going to seal it again. Keep that nicely sealed so it lasts a bit longer. Hopefully that's enough. So let's pop that to one side. And now it's time to play with this stuff. Using the original guy as my model. So what I'll do is start just chucking it on his head, I guess. So I want to do it so it sits around the ears so that it stays on his head. So there we go. He's got some cool hair. Let's take some more. Now we'll roll it into a bit of a sausage. Perhaps not that much. Something that maybe looks like that. Maybe. And the same again. So we'll pop that like that. And we'll do some finessing in a minute. Now I know what you're thinking. The difficult thing will be, how do I remove this? But we'll come on to that. So there we go, we've covered the head. It's not overly neat, but who knew Goblin could do a handstand? Now I've recently just bought myself a little set where it has some tools. So I'm going to put all my tools out. So let's just force all this up like that. And then I'm going to push that in, push kind of the rim of the hat into the back there, and then just try my best to smooth it out. Something like that. So there's that. So there's roughly a nice head covering. So there's his head covering. So what we can do now is we can start to just put a little bit of detail. And then smooth out quite tricky because it doesn't look very good. Yeah, so what we need to do on the back is reinstate that little line. It goes across. Now I know what you're thinking, I've not done the peak of the hat yet. So there we go. There's the kind of rim of the hat that goes all around his head. Now I don't want to damage that, so I'm just going to put him down on his all fours. And now it's time for the top of the hat. So I can only do so much when you smooth out with your finger. I quite like a bit of a shapely hat, so I might just do that. So it's a bit like a witch's hat really. So then again for the detail, just going to smooth it out. So once I've done the main shaping with a silicone brush, you can go over with the smooth tip of your glove and do a bit of final detail, a bit of smoothing. So there we go. That's the finished hat. I'm going to pop it to one side now. I might leave him like face down just so it dries easier. Let's prop him there on my drill. Just like that. So that's about it for today. Now, I did this off camera and thought to myself, well, I'm going to jump back on and explain what I've done. The Goblin troll and the hat have been separated. And to do that, I just slit the side of the kind of the white fluffy foamy bit of the hat, or the cotton woolly bit of the hat, and then joined it back together because I'm going to drop it in my garage Actifry. That all rhymed. So I'm going to pop it in there for 100 degrees for about 10 minutes or so, just to help the drying time on this air dried clay. Now there's two reasons why I do this. One, to speed up the process of my build, and two, I want to hold the shape of this hat as quickly as I can. And the best way to do it is give it a bit of a quick cure. Once this Goblin Troll Christmas hat has been fully cooked in a garage Christmas Actifry, I'll then jump onto the next part of the build, which is going to be making a 2-part silicone mould out of this hat. Then we're going to be looking at ways to improve the surface finish of the casting process when we use this soft PU foam. Now, I think pressure needs to be improved, so we'll look at that. We might test that in the other Goblin Troll silicone mould. I think that's it for today. I've waffled on so much, I confused myself. Bye-bye.